colon. As yeah, I love crazy titles. My first book is here. Check it out, Sunbathing in a Vidacast. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's super long, but just to catch you up, the end of it is I was working in corporate America at an investment firm, and my colon went so crazy, like it was twisted up so bad that my appendix, it's normally on your right side, but mine had like floated over to the left side. So I was super sick, and in my recovery, I had a realization that I hated corporate America. And I didn't want to be a part of it in one bit. So this is the lead up to that. I'd like to thank my colon. I'm in a closet at an investment firm. It's been converted to a mothering room, but really it's still a closet that smells like garlic from the salad dressing in the mini fridge that's meant to hold breast milk working mothers pump to take home to their babies. It's disconcerting to see my bottle of freshly pumped milk neighboring a bottle of Hidden Valley Ranch. But I refuse to let them, the creamy dressing-eating number crunchers, take over my mothering room. So I defiantly put my milk next to the dressing as if it were a soldier, standing unapologetically proud to rightfully claim its territory in the mini fridge. If it could talk, in my mind, it looks around the fridge and defensively says, "Yeah, so what? I came out of her boob. What are you looking at?" The cool kid crowd of dressing and Bennigan's leftovers look at my breast milk, and he's forced to fend for himself as they stare him up and down with a snarl. A more polite employee might put a label on her milk, warning others not to drink it, but not me. I like the idea of someone thinking he's going to sneak just a little milk to put in his coffee, never to realize the difference. Besides, this is supposed to be my room, and my room alone, since I'm the only breastfeeding mother in the firm. In fact, I'm tempted to drive the point totally home by squirting milk everywhere like a dog marking her territory, turning the room into a lactose Pollock painting. I paid the admission price to enter this mothering room. I carried a fetus for 9 months, with the last few months putting up with her feet being lodged in my ribs. I'm the one who lined snacks up on my desk throughout my pregnancy to stave off waves of nausea that would threaten to topple me over. I'm the one who labored 24 hours without drugs that ended in a C-section because she wouldn't come out. I think that alone is enough to let me prance into the mothering room without having to make accommodations for other employees. The room also smells like burnt hair and drool. Burnt hair because employees curl their hair in here before work. Employees who definitely are not mothers. And it smells like drool because stoner employees nap in here and use the same blanket over and over that's now rolled up into a ball and shoved into a cupboard, the smell of sleep lingering in the stale air. The combination of garlic, burnt hair, and drool is not my first choice of ideal conditions in which to prepare my daughter's food. This room has become such a non-mothering room that it's occupied nearly every time I come to use it. When my breasts become swollen water balloons ready to burst, I feverishly knock on the door as if out of an episode of the Brady Bunch where 6 kids are fighting over one bathroom, only it's not my bladder that's full. I stay at my desk as long as possible simply because it's not feasible to stop working if I want to work only a 9-hour day. I only see my baby for an hour a day as it is, so I must make sure I don't have to stay here any later. So I work until the feeling of hot knives scraping along my skin becomes unbearable as my breasts reach the full mark. I've got 2 suction cups attached to my bare breasts. My Ann Taylor shirt that doesn't come close to something I wear in my real life is pulled up and lassoing my neck, my bra strewn on the floor. But the first thing I do is take off my high-heeled shoes, which also don't come close to anything I'd wear in my real life. I have 2 pairs, one brown and one black, and I hate them both, and I hate that I've become self-conscious enough to buy them to blend into my corporate environment. So I take them off when I'm in the mothering room closet, because if I'm going to be standing with my arms locked in position to hold bottles up to my breasts for 20 minutes, I at least want my feet to be comfortable. Being barefoot and shirtless is the most comfortable I am for my whole day at work. My high-end breast milk pump sets on the counter, tubes connecting the machine to the suction cups to my body. I sprung for the more expensive pump, rationalizing that I needed to pump milk as fast as possible at a job where taking a lunch break was seen as not being a team player. Ugh, I hated it. I turn on the machine, and you'd think since it's the Cadillac of breast pumps, it would hum smoothly. But instead it hisses and jolts like an angry cat working something up out of its stomach. On the lowest speed, it regurgitates a kiu, 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 kiu sound. On the highest speed, a pew, 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 pew sound. The sound is always alarming to me, especially when it comes in the closet at an investment firm and I'm nearly naked, and employees who can't live without their salad dressing are knocking on the door. It seems so surreal and out of context, like when I have one of my reoccurring dreams where I'm going to the bathroom in the stacks of encyclopedias at the library. I keep my eyes locked on the door handle the entire time in the closet, knowing that I locked it, but convincing myself that staring at it will make it be extra, extra locked. I fear being walked in on and trying to explain this scene. I'm just a mad, half-naked scientist amidst suction cups and tubes, simply trying to make lunch for her baby in a closet in an investment firm. Through the door, I can hear the muffled voices of men and women in suits discussing investment terms that I don't understand, but I try desperately to pretend I do, or at least make solid, engaging eye contact to feign an interested presence in any discussion I have, when in reality I'm constantly wondering which part of my daughter's life I'm missing out on. Oof, I got teary-eyed. Every time to take notes in meetings. Sheesh, I'm like drunk off coffee. She's never drunk coffee. Okay, it's just because it's her birthday tomorrow. I pretend to take notes in meetings, but the notes are always to-do lists that inevitably have some variation of the command, get out of here, as one of my chores to cross off my list. At the end of the stock market update meetings, the facilitator often asks, "Are there any questions?" And I'm often tempted to raise my hand and ask, "So what is the stock market?" Because I'm seriously still not even clear on that. I still have no idea. After 2.5 years of being immersed in it. So to say I am a fish out of water would be an understatement. I am, in fact, a bottle of warm breast milk amidst a cool kid crowd of Bennigan's leftovers and dressing. My goals are to go for long walks and teach my daughter the importance of nature and homemade meals, to camp and to go for bike rides and play guitar and volunteer at the soup kitchen. Not exactly characteristics that should have landed me this job. In the closet, I look down at a photo of my infant daughter. A photo of your baby is meant to induce milk flow while you're pumping. And the pump now churns out taunts of, "Your life sucks. Your life sucks." I never meant to end up here, but like so many other adults, I took this seemingly easy route. Easy in that it was good money with free health insurance. I knew I'd be essentially trading a piece of my soul for these luxuries, but I thought I could fake it for a while, and I did, until my colon decided to point me back on the right path. Months after my breast milk has dried up from not seeing my daughter enough during the week, I'm in the mothering room again. I'm hunched over on the floor in a fetal position, my innards fighting each other. It's the end of the quarter, which means I can't afford to miss a second of work. I must crank out reports to let rich people know if they're now super rich or just rich, as a result of the prior quarter's performance. Within an hour of giving myself pep talks off the mothering room floor and dragging myself back to my desk, it's gotten so bad that I can barely stand the pain enough to pick up the phone to ask for help. My forehead has formed a sweaty seal against the desk as the paramedics take me away. Scene. Thank you.